I'm 36, and when I was younger, I made the decision to have an abortion here in San Angelo at the Planned Parenthood. It was the medical abortion, the pill. And we're here speaking about these unborn babies. And I'm here to speak about the women who are traumatized by the decision they make. I believe you're on this council because you care about the people of San Angelo. You want to see drug addiction, the statistics lower. You want to see crime rate lowered. These women who make these choices, I being one of them, are traumatized, and it leads us to a life of destruction and anxiety, depression, and it's not spoke of. You're not checked on. You're not asked how you're doing. You're left alone. I suffered silently for years, not even realizing I came to know the Lord at 23 and still suffered silently, not speaking of it. And I'm married, I have children, but I wasn't able to love my children freely because I was still affected by my abortions. And praise God for the counseling, for the Concho Valley Biblical Counseling Center. There's a wonderful lady there named Lou who does post-abortion counseling, who God sent in my life to help walk through that pain. But while I suffered, my city suffered because I suffered. I was not a productive citizen. So I encourage you to make San Angelo a sanctuary city for the unborn, not just for these babies, but for these women. Thank you.
On any hard decision in life, you always want to know, if I make a decision today, what are the effects of it in 30 years, 40 years in the future? I'm here to defend the unborn. I was one of those mothers that sadly had to do abortion. It's been over 30 years, and I'm still traumatized by it. Help these unborn babies. Keep them alive. Don't allow San Angelo to freely offer abortions to these women, to these girls, because we are girls at that time and we don't know the difference. The pain, the torment is still here today in my body, in my mind. The Lord has forgiven me, and it is something that has been so deep in my soul that I'm trying to help others. As a man, it's hard to see and understand why is there so much make about this, but these little kiddos are human beings that should be here today, and they're not because someone allowed me to have an abortion.
I am the product of a pregnancy that was medically advised to be aborted. My mother chose life. She was pregnant in 1957 with twins. My brother was not developing properly. She was advised to abort. She said no. She asked the doctor, "What do we do now?" He simply said, "Pray and pray hard." I was carried full term, as was my brother. He survived only 2 days. I live every day hoping to be a worthy contribution to the world. I don't say that for my own edification. I say it very humbly. You know that I have served this city on several boards and continue to sit on one of them. I have often contemplated, has abortion killed the young individual who would have grown up to cure cancer? Has abortion killed that one individual that influenced your life? Most probably, you do not know whether or not your own mothers considered abortion, because it's something women simply just don't talk about.
I graduated from high school in 1975, about the time all of this was getting started. And my husband and I, at that time, we had been dating since I was a sophomore in high school. I got pregnant, and I had dreams. I wanted to go to college. I had big plans. And so I had an abortion. And like 2 years later, I got pregnant again, had another abortion. And then we got married, and we've been married 45 years. And he's amazing. He doesn't know I'm doing this, so y'all be quiet. But it was very selfish, very, very selfish on my part, because I was just thinking about me. Well, my husband and I went 30 plus years and did not talk about it. Did not talk about it. He didn't even know about the second abortion. He knew about the first one. And it's just amazing, God's grace, His love, His forgiveness. I've just been restored. I know that I'll see those two precious babies. God is so good. I didn't have any grandchildren until 10 months ago, and now I have two precious granddaughters, twin girls, 10 months old. And it's all because of Him, because of His goodness, His love, His forgiveness, His restoration. But the reason I'm here, if I can save one baby, it's worth it.
I'm actually from San Angelo. I graduated from Wall and attended ASU and graduated from there as well. So this city and this issue are both near and dear to my heart. So San Angelo would not be breaking new ground with passing this ordinance. There are already 30 Texas cities that have passed this to protect their unborn mothers and children. To begin, I would like to quickly review how this is possible. Before Roe v. Wade in 1973, Texas law prohibited abortion except in cases to save the life of the mother. Since Roe, Texas has been blocked from enforcing this law, but those statutes have never been repealed. More so, criminal murder statutes in the Texas Penal Code include intentionally or knowingly causing the death of a preborn children. Thus, abortion is still illegal in Texas, but criminal punishment or criminal enforcement is unavailable at this time until Roe is overruled. On that note, this ordinance is carefully drafted within the bounds of current abortion jurisprudence by solely relying on civil enforcement until Roe is overruled. Similar to the Texas Heartbeat Act, which was recently passed, called Senate Bill 8, it just uses civil enforcement to allow this ordinance to allow private citizens to bring a lawsuit against any person that aids or abets in an abortion within the city limits. More so, Senate Bill 22 from the 86th legislative session and the Senate Bill 8 from the recent 87th session both clarify that cities do have this ability to pass this ordinance and protect their preborn. On two separate occasions, the abortion industry has failed to sue Texas cities for passing this ordinance. The first lawsuit was a frivolous one brought against 7 cities that had passed this ordinance and was dropped without any consequence to those cities or the ordinance, and they are still in effect protecting their preborn in those towns. The second legal attack was dismissed by a federal judge, saying that Planned Parenthood did not have the authority to sue Lubbock for passing this ordinance. The Attorney General of Texas himself also filed a legal memo for this case, arguing that Lubbock did have this authority and refuted many of the legal challenges and stated there is no inconsistency between the state and local abortion laws. These successful legal fights show that this ordinance is strong enough to withstand legal challenges and scrutiny and does allow cities to pass this ordinance and protect their communities, their children, and their mothers. Y'all have a unique opportunity today. You have this ability to stand for your preborn, to protect San Angelo from the abortion industry moving in, to stand and show the state and the federal government that you are pro-life and that you want to stop allowing the legal killing of our children, and that you will protect San Angelo.